I would like to give a short presentation on the short story Fireweed by Sky Brannon from 2009. The setting of the story is very important for analyzing the text because it has two settings. The first setting is the one where they are in America. This is where we are in the present. And we know that they're in America because Jato, he says, these Americans, if you tell them your Mendika name, they look like you've given them a riddle. So they have American names to make themselves more understandable. The second setting is the one back in Liberia, which is where Beluta is from, and Beluta is the main character. When they are in Liberia, it is in flashbacks, and when they are in America, it's in the present. So as I said, Beluta is the main character, and he's native Liberian, and he's a very friendly man. He's from, as I said, Liberia, but lives in America now, and he loves his family. But he's also very scarred and traumatized, because in the text it says that he saw little Alonso's 10-year-old body limp and naked in the sun, being passed from one soldier to another. So he's very traumatized about this experience that I will get more into later in the presentation. The story starts in medias res, and it begins with Beluta remembering Alonso's laugh, to create like a bit of suspense into it's like as a reader you don't really know what's going to happen because you don't know his story yet. You first get to know why he's traumatized and why he's thinking about her laughter in the end of the story. We get to know where he is in his life. In America, he's working. And what his family's like. And as the story goes on, some things are revealed from his flashbacks, and it's very important to notice that he gets triggered from this word fireweed that the woman is almost shouting in the phone. And he gets triggered from this word because it reminds him of the time that his little sister was being raped by these soldiers. And the very meaning of this text becomes very clear by the very end of the text. So through the text, we actually don't really know what it's about, but it becomes very, very clear. It's very clear. In the end, it becomes very clear that Beluta is suffering from a very bad trauma that he's experienced. And it's also very ironic that the Lady Tiffany yells about that she's going to die if she doesn't get the color fireweed, because she doesn't know what Beluta has been through, and what kind of things fireweed brings up in his mind. The themes are death, family, trauma, mourning, and grief, which is also based off of the ending of the story, and through the entire story because Beluta is suffering from a great amount of trauma. And the message is that you don't know what people are going through, you don't know what they're carrying with them, so you should always be careful, and always be nice. And never hold a prejudice against someone. And then in the end, to put it in perspective to some of the other texts we've read about war, it is that trauma can come in different forms. You don't have to be traumatized or it's not only the people fighting the war that's traumatized. It has a great amount of collateral damage, and people can be affected by a war in a lot of ways. So, for example, Beluta has been affected by it because of these soldiers raping his little sister. And that was it for my presentation.